Hey everyone, it's Mutineers here, and seeing as the CDL Kickoff event begins in just under a week, I've decided to make a power ranking video where I rank the 12 CDL teams from 12th to 1st. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more CDL power rankings, then be sure to subscribe and follow me on Twitter. Now without further ado, let's get into it. Now starting us off in 12th, I'd say the worst team in the CDL right now are the Paris Legion. Because after all, the Paris Legion have probably been the worst team in the last 2 years of the CDL. And they haven't made any revolutionary signings unlike other teams who were also in that bottom category in previous years. So they're just going to have to stay there. I don't see them having a good year again. But next up, I actually have a team which might be a bit surprising to some of you. And I'm actually going to put the Mutineers in 11th. They have some good players. They didn't make amazing signings. I would say Vivid was a solid signing. However, I'm not sure how they'll do on a LAN. Because the Mutineers have historically done better on online than in a LAN environment. They could surprise us at the kickoff event, who knows, we'll just have to wait and see. I hope they do well, they were a fun team to watch before. But that being said, next up we have our 12 spot team, which I'm personally going to give to the London Royal Ravens. And I'd say the London Royal Ravens are a good team on paper, and there is a lot of potential on that roster. However, I'll say they're just not proven enough right now, and they haven't had amazing scrim results, so I can't really put them any higher than that. However, I definitely think they will improve throughout the year, and I hope to see them do well. Now, just above the London Royal Ravens, I'm going to put the Seattle Surge. The Seattle Surge were previously quite the bottom tier team. However, I'd say they've improved significantly with their signings. They've had some solid scrim results. They beat FaZe at one point in the beginning. However, can't take that into account too much. They are promising, however, they are once again unproven. This is just a completely new roster. They do have a ton of potential to improve, and I hope they do, just seeing how Seattle Surge have done the last few years. And now, another potentially surprising team, I'm going to put the Minnesota Rocker at 8th. They have the same roster as last year, they didn't make any changes whatsoever. They haven't been doing amazing in scrims. They could potentially prove themselves as a top half team again. They did do well in LANs last year. They might do the same at the kickoff event, who knows. But for the time being, I'm just going to have to put them in 8th. Now, above the Rocker, I'm going to put the LA Thieves, who have a top tier squad on paper. However, they just haven't had the best early results. They started scrimming late, and it's really been showing from the results, I'd say. So I'm just going to put them in 7th. And I'm going to put their rivals, the Los Angeles Guerrillas, right above them to kick off the top half of our list. Once again, they're another top squad on paper. However, they are unproven, but I definitely think that even if they don't do well at the kickoff event, they can improve, just given they don't implode. And now we have the new team in 5th, which might surprise some of you, the Boston Breach. They've been doing really well in scrims right now. However, once again, they're an unproven roster, brand new team, just a couple weeks old when it comes to the branding. Branding was literally just announced 2 days ago. And apart from that, the team, I just want to see how they do on a LAN. I'd say 5th place is a fair position to give them right now. Honestly, just from scrims alone, you could give them even 3rd place. However, I'm just going to stick to putting them in 5th. Now, 4th spot, just missing out on the top 3, I'm going to put the New York Subliners. The Subliners were a good team last year, pretty solid. Once again, you can't put anything past Clay and Krim. They're just an amazing duo. I love watching them. I'm so glad they're still around. And I'm glad they're teaming again, just how they did on the Dallas Empire back in the Modern Warfare season. And I just hope to see good things from the Subliners. I do quite like them, especially with this roster they have going on. And now, starting our top 3, I'm going to put last year's second best team, and that's the Toronto Ultra. The Toronto Ultra, as I said, were a top tier team last year. Second best team, undoubtedly some of the best players for Black Ops Cold War. However, I do feel like they might fall slightly just because I think Optic Texas and FaZe will be better at this title. And speaking of FaZe and Optic Texas, I'm going to put Optic Texas in 2nd place. Envy Optic merger. Loved seeing it. One of the most interesting things happen throughout all of esports history. They have one of the best rosters, and they've been doing really well in scrims right now. So 2nd place, in my opinion, is warranted. However, 1st place, I'd say wouldn't surprise anyone. It's got to be Atlanta FaZe. They dominated all of last year. They were the 2nd best team throughout Modern Warfare. For a lot of the year, I'd even say they were the top team until Dallas Empire took them over. And they just shown no signs of stopping whatsoever. They've been doing good in scrims, as they always do. So I just think that Atlanta Fates have the best chance going into this year's Kickoff Classic. But that being said, I do think this has the potential to be the most competitive year of the CDL so far. So this was definitely not an easy list to make. Be sure to let me know your power rankings in the comments, and I'll leave a link to the tier list maker in the comments and the description, along with the link to my Twitter for any updates, or if you just want to tweet me with your own power rankings or anything. Feel free to also mention any improvements I can make to the video format. I'd love to know what you think I could do to improve. I'm listening to your feedback. But thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more COD and CDL content, and I hope to see you in the next video.